Hello everybody, you're watching Variety Television and welcome to another Pikmin 4 video. As of today, Pikmin 4 is releasing tomorrow, at least where I am in the world, and so I figured we could take a look at the last bit of gameplay of the game to be released, at least in an official format. There are plenty of data mines and leaks out there, but this is the last official gameplay that's going to be released before the game actually comes out. What we're going to be looking at today is a review of the game Pikmin 4 by IGN. This review is supposed to be free of any story spoilers and only contain gameplay information, so as long as you're okay with seeing new gameplay stuff, we should be fine taking a look at this. If for some reason there are story spoilers here, I'm going to be editing them out, so you don't have to worry about that. We're just going to be taking a look at the gameplay aspects of this review. Before I hit play on this review, I would appreciate if you check and see if you're subscribed. It would help out the channel a lot, but that's really all I've got. So with that out of the way, let's start taking a look at this review. Okay, so we start out with the purples. Nice.
Ever since the original Pikmin sprouted up out of nowhere on the GameCube,
See their little introduction thing.
Has always held a special
Purple
place in
candy
my
pop
heart.
buds in the
When I
caves,
played
that's
Pikmin
expected.
4, well, my heart grew 2 sizes that day.
What is that gate with the number 1 on it? That's interesting.
But when it got going,
Like an
it reminded
electric,
me of an
not
almost
electric, but
that
electronic
kind of
gate.
way. Every layer
Here's my guess. My guess is that these gates are going to be closed off probably by switches. So somewhere in this cave there is like one switch at least remaining that needs to be pressed before this door will open. That's my assumption based on the way it looks. It doesn't look like any Pikmin are pushing it, pulling it, crushing it, building it, or deconstructing it either. So I assume it works off some sort of electronic system, so like button presses, something like that.
My heart grew 2 sizes that day. The earliest hours started out slower than I would have liked, but when it got going,
see some
it reminded me
winged
of
and white
the
Pikmin in
best
action
kind of
here.
way. Every layer I peeled back added more and more depth, eventually growing into the best version of the idea at the heart of it. Not all of it
Nice.
provides the same challenge as I was used to, but with twice as many enemy types and nearly 4 times the amount of hidden treasures I love.
Some new treasures, yeah.
Along with
Very nice.
wonderful musical score, improved graphics, and
Many of these characters we're already
fantastic
familiar with,
content.
so that's
I just
okay.
couldn't put it down until I'd finished everything it had to offer.
The nice little introduction to the game here. Alright. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what new stuff we can get. Hopefully it's nothing too revealing.
Us playing as an alien the size of an ant exploring an Earth-like planet. That is probably actually Earth. Charmingly, most of the treasures you collect along the way are named by their appearance, so Space Spinners and the Stone of Advancement are really just fidget spinners and a Game Boy Advance SP. It's a fantastical world
that is
to begin
correct.
with, but everything from the soil on the ground to the
This area looks really pretty.
is vibrant, and each location feels distinct.
No! Not the baby Snagrets.
A simple garden filled with literally larger-than-life insects and flowers that tower over you.
I was
broken
kind of
glass
hoping the baby Snagrets would be some sort of like new Bulbmin and we'd be able to control it somehow, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case, as it is an enemy.
Hidden on the other side. Much of the fun and strategy of Pikmin games comes from collecting and commanding different types of obedient little plant creatures to do your bidding. And generally,
These areas look cool. A desert area is very interesting.
For those jumping into Pikmin for the first time,
I don't know if we've seen that before. We've definitely seen like sandy areas, but I don't know. I can't recall a desert area.
And learning to manage your resources. But it's not as complex as a full-fledged real-time strategy game like StarCraft, and to its great credit, Pikmin 4 does a gentle job of rolling out new Pikmin items and abilities at a pace.
Well, this like this is definitely some sort of boss or something. It's like scorpion monster. Maybe not, because it was just guarding the base, so it may be just like a big enemy, but it definitely looks like a boss.
And its predecessors is that here there's no time limit to the number of days you have to finish the story like in the original, nor is there any
Good to know. I didn't think there would be, but
It's a relief, honestly, and a recognition that a lot of us play games to escape from the tension of impending deadlines that haunt us in school or work. Even without the time pressure, though, mistakes will
Empress
happen.
Bulblax.
You might think there's no problem when you have a numerical advantage.
You know what? It's King Bulborb again.
Oops.
But it's King Bulborb that rolls around.
Super effective against ice types, so this is a done deal.
Well, this isn't Pokemon, unfortunately.
Okay, now everyone, walk into the spiderweb and, okay, moving on. But don't worry, no Pikmin were permanently harmed in the making of that montage because Pikmin 4 gives us a handy feature that can bail you out from these mistakes. Until you finish the current day, you can choose to rewind time to fix your mistakes and improve your efficiency.
Definitely aware of that. I plan on not using that in my playthrough. I think it's fine if you want to use it. It's there for a reason. I just personally am going to choose not to use it. I would like my mistakes to be more meaningful.
Weird little pup Ochi. He can carry you and your entire army of Pikmin on his back across obstacles like water.
Okay. I am really into this, like, just very watery area. That's very cool.
Higher levels give him the ability to stun
Look at that guy.
periods, while at the same time sending my entire horde of Pikmin onto a target to dispatch them quickly.
Is that the spores?
To be one of the best strategies for combat, and with the exception of bosses,
it's some sort of weird spray. That's interesting.
In one move, if I had enough or the right types of Pikmin along for the ride. That's the real trick to Pikmin 4's combat. With 110
Look at that pretzel.
enemies, you've always got to
Love
be ready
pretzels.
to adjust the composition of your army to counter them. For instance, if you try to battle a fiery
Oh, the
bulb,
fiery
with
bulb.
anything
Yeah,
other
those
than
guys
red
are back.
Pikmin, they'll ignite
Nice.
and run off screaming to their doom. But hey, that's what the rewind feature's for. Most boss battles are saved for the lower floors of the various
Oh, I love how
sublevels.
big
While
he
there are
is.
plenty of
He's
return
big
favorites
again.
here, we also encounter a handful of new ones like the Sovereign Bulblax and the Foolix, the latter of which is a clever evolution on the Gulix from the very first Pikmin. Considering all the new types of enemies with elemental properties,
Whoa!
Pikmin 4
Whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa. This is pretty massive. Forget everything so far. This in and of itself is huge. We clearly see images for all onions. All onions are here. A lot of people have been wanting that. I myself was really hoping for purple and white onions. I feel like a white onion especially makes white Pikmin more useful, as you can be more willing to let them get eaten because you can just keep making more. In a system where you can only get limited amounts by cave flowers, you're way less likely to want enemies to eat them. You're going to try and save them because you can't get more, but that allows you to utilize that other aspect of them way better, which I greatly appreciate. This is really honestly cool to see, and I'm excited to see what the fully formed onion looks like with like a wedge of every single one of these colors. I bet that's going to look awesome.
Or only let you bring out 3 types of Pikmin at a time, I felt encouraged to plan out my strategy for the day accordingly.
That's really cool. I'm glad to know that you can eventually get onions for all the types.
As for the 2 new Pikmin types, the first
That's a new enemy.
Ice Pikmin. And look what they can do.
Oh, that's an ice pellet. Check that out.
Favorites thanks to their freezing effect, which works in tandem with Ochi's stun and allows you to change status effects on enemies big and small, making them a
okay, so this guy's like coated in gold. That antenna on his forehead kind of looks like he could control your Pikmin or like confuse them.
There you'll trade in your real-time strategy style gameplay for a simplistic tower defense format where you're challenged to protect.
That's what I thought it looked like, kind of tower defense-y.
Using only glow Pikmin. I didn't really care for these early on, but around the midway point of the campaign they added some new terrifying creatures and secondary points of defense, finally introducing the complexity and enemy variety I crave.
Okay, so it starts out pretty simple, the night mode, but
as someone who seeks out challenge, I wasn't a huge fan of some of the new single-use items. They're just overpowered and remove the need to be strategic. After testing them all out, I felt like I had to artificially limit my use of them in most situations to keep things from getting too easy, since Pikmin 4 doesn't offer any difficulty settings.
Oh, no difficulty settings. Okay, that's good to know. Also, when I played the demo, I found myself not really using these most of the time, so as long as they're not required, I probably won't be using the items either.
Than a signal of more to come. While I can't go into detail, I will say that the post-credits content in Pikmin 4 might just be the best the Pikmin series has ever delivered. In fact, Pikmin 4's greatest folly is that it saves the best of its new tricks until you've completed the campaign's first ending and seen the credits.
First ending.
Dived right into all these creative locations that
that's interesting words. First ending?
To previous Pikmin games. One of my minor gripes, though, is how co-op works in Pikmin 4. Unlike Pikmin 2 or 3, where a second player could take control of another character,
we all know about this. This is one of all of our gripes, I'm pretty sure.
In fact, can throw pebbles to move objects or hit enemies as your character does his usual thing. It's
Mario Galaxy, but Pikmin.
After playing the last few in real co-op.
That area is really cool looking. It's very reminiscent of Pikmin 2.
Outside of the traditional campaign gameplay, Pikmin 4 offers a pair of modes designed to test your aptitude at the concept of Dandori, a Japanese word for the practice of organizing tasks strategically and working effectively to execute plans. In the Dandori
dude, Ochi iced those dudes.
Limited number of Pikmin, and the final couple of courses buck Pikmin's trend of being kid-friendly, and are sure to test the best Pikmin players out there if they want to earn the coveted platinum medal.
Yeah. Oh, we're definitely going all platinum. Maybe not first try, but we will have videos for all platinum for all the challenge modes.
Battle mode, a chaotic mix of combat and gathering, and it's an enjoyable way to challenge my multitasking skill against an opponent.
But will it be online?
You can play against the AI or a friend in local multiplayer, which is nice, but it's a shame there's no online capability.
My soul, it aches this day.
Like the 3 wonderfully weird
oh my god, this sucks, dude. It's gonna be in the DLC, I promise. That's what they're gonna use to sell the DLC. I mean, obviously we're gonna buy it. We want more Pikmin content, but it's certainly gonna be in the DLC. I guess I can't say certainly, but I'm very, very convinced at that idea. So.
Treasures to collect, and awesome post-game content that incorporates some great callbacks to the earlier games, and left with not just a positive outlook on Pikmin 4,
post-game content with good callbacks to the earlier games.
Switch, check out our reviews for The Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, and Everybody Won Switch. And for everything
I have thoughts. We're not done yet. I have thoughts. Many thoughts have come to my mind. First of all the onions. That's awesome. That's really, really, really cool. That's an absolutely great feature, and I love to see it. I know many of you have been saying that's something you wanted, so congratulations to everybody. I'm definitely late to watching this. You all probably already know there's onions, so yeah, but we got them. The onions, they're here. That's really, really awesome to see. Online multiplayer, it's unfortunate that it's not in the base game. It's also unfortunate that there's no difficulty setting in the base game. I don't think a difficulty setting would be something to come in DLC, but online multiplayer modes I could see coming in DLC as well as like extra challenge maps, maybe side stories. Very similar to the way Pikmin 3 handled their DLC. I think we could see something along those lines for Pikmin 4's DLC, and I definitely think we can expect to see a DLC. Nintendo has a very DLC-centric framework for their games now. Pokemon is very DLC-dependent these days with the expansion passes. Zelda games, even Breath of the Wild, had DLC. You know, a lot of these games have some sort of DLC that come with them now. And yeah, I think we can absolutely expect to see DLC for Pikmin 4 without question. It's really interesting how she phrased the wording here is really interesting. She phrased it like the ending is really cool. She was like, the ending is pretty much the coolest thing in the entire game. Whatever that means. So I guess the ending is really hype, so I'm excited to see how it all ends. the post-credit thing, so there's like post-credit information, there's like post-game stuff to do that has something to do with the classic old school games. If it's a callback to the classic games, I would imagine the Olimar side stories that we already know about thanks to the demo, I find it hard to believe those are going to be reserved until after the game, especially since we are able to know about it from the very beginning of the game, at least in accordance with the demo. We're able to find out about it. Maybe they just put it in there so we could know it was coming, but the fact that we can find out about it from the demo, it definitely leads me to believe that there is a different side story that may be coming for the post-credits, and the Olimar thing that we find out from the demo, we probably unlock along the story mode. Kind of like how in Pikmin 3, after you save Charlie, you can then do like the side stories. I think we'll probably see something like that here. Once we get to a certain part in the main story, we'll be able to do the parts where we go with Olimar and Moss and try to retrieve the dolphin parts and repair the ship. And then I think there will be a second sort of side story deal after you finish the game. And I think that'll be some sort of reference to Pikmin 2, most likely, since the Olimar segment that we already know about definitely seems to be a reference to Pikmin 1. So overall, it's really interesting. We got to see lots of new enemies, lots of the new locations, which many of them looked very, very gorgeous, and I'm excited to explore them in the full game. The desert and beach areas especially looked really nice, and in some of the previous gameplay trailers, they showed this like aquarium area, and the aquarium is like one of my favorite places to be, so being able to explore that in one of my favorite games, that's wow, you know, I'm really excited to get into that and explore that area the most. Look out for the first episode of our Let's Play tomorrow. I got off work, so I'm gonna go as soon as the store opens, pick up my copy of the game, come straight home, and we're gonna start playing it, recording it. I'm gonna probably do it in like hour-long chunks, and we're gonna do one episode a day until we're done. After that, challenge runs, alternate runs. We're gonna do get all the platinum medals. We're gonna play this game to death and theorize about it. Just because Pikmin 4 is coming doesn't mean there won't be more to talk about. This game is gonna offer us a lot more to discuss, a lot more to theorize about, a lot more to connect back to the older games, find out really where this game takes place. There's a lot more to talk about, and as long as we keep showing we're interested, there's a good chance Nintendo will get around to making Pikmin 5 in a faster time frame than a decade. So, man, I'm gonna have a hard time sleeping tonight. Not actually tonight, but like the tonight that this video is being uploaded, because this is an exciting moment, and there was a lot of exciting things to help us get, you know, that last minute hype so that none of us can sleep before the release. So that's wonderful. Thank you all for checking out this video and watching the review along with me. Let me know your thoughts about what they showed here today down below. Is there stuff that you liked, like the onions? Is there stuff that you didn't like? I, for one, know I probably won't be using the rewind feature or the single-use items very much. That's why they're optional. You don't have to use them. So, yeah, that's pretty much where I stand on that. But I guess other than that, that's all we really have to cover. So I hope you enjoyed watching this. Make sure you're subscribed. Consider leaving a like if you enjoyed this video. And I'll see you guys tomorrow when we start playing Pikmin 4. Don't go anywhere. Variety Television will be right back.